the library can support you in addressing your anxiety. If you are struggling with anxiety, the library has a lot that can help you address it and in ways you may not have expected. I work here at the Gwinnett County Public Library, and I have discovered myself how helpful the library has been in addressing some of my own anxiety. First things first, if your anxiety is limiting your ability to function in daily life, talking to a trusted mentor or health professional would definitely be the first thing to look into. We have several guides on our website listing health professionals in the area and social services in the area. Social services sounds pretty intimidating, but these resources may have more to do with counseling, especially if there are other difficulties in your life. The links are listed in our video's description to anything I mentioned in this video. If none of these seem to be a good fit for you, you could also call your doctor's office for a good recommendation from a health professional you already trust. You could even ask your local church or other local nonprofits you know for good counseling recommendations. Getting advice from someone older, wiser, and experienced is valuable. My own journey in addressing anxiety was kick-started by a discussion with a trusted mentor of mine. Next, of course, I am going to recommend some books. This is a library after all. The first book I recommend is Unwinding Anxiety by Judson Brewer. I am currently on the wait list for this book. Brewer goes into the science of anxiety and how it works in our brain and how we can use that to our advantage. When addressing my own anxiety, I found it helpful to understand the scientific side of anxiety to help me balance out my focus on the emotional side. Another book I recommend is Get Out of Your Head by Jennie Allen. I am reading this book right now. This book is classified under our Religion Christian section, so there is definitely a faith influence in the text. I like Allen's focus on thought patterns. While anxiety can be powerful, it is often predictable, and I like that she faces this head on. Another book I read about anxiety that really helped me personally is Redefining Anxiety by Dr. John Deloney, available through Pines. So if you live in Georgia, you have access to this book. It is a small book, so it seemed more approachable to me. His big emphasis is that anxiety is an alarm that's trying to tell you something else is wrong. You're not just anxious, there is a reason for it. So noticing your anxiety is good, but you have to address what is setting off the anxiety alarm in order for the anxiety to ease. Speaking of, when I began addressing my anxiety and figuring out the actual root causes, I asked myself, why am I anxious? I noticed patterns and habits that needed to change. One example, I noticed my anxiety spiked when I did not know what to eat for dinner that night. I thought it through and decided that that made sense. Food is a priority for survival. It makes sense that my mind worries when I have no idea what to eat for dinner that night. In my life, food wasn't scarce, but because I didn't have a plan, I also had no idea what to expect. I immediately felt less silly for feeling anxious and decided to learn how to meal plan for peace of mind rather than perfection. I actually created a YouTube video about how I meal plan called Approachable Meal Planning. This was a skill I grew in as a direct result of addressing some of my anxiety. This is where the library came in with hundreds of cookbooks on their shelves. I knew how to create a meal plan because I am a natural planner, but I realized I had no idea what to fill that meal plan with. I didn't enjoy cooking, so I didn't have many recipes to call on from experience or memory. But because I can follow a recipe and the library has hundreds of cookbooks, I have combed through dozens of books, tried dozens of recipes, and wrote down the good bunch of recipes that our home liked. The best part, I did it for free, avoiding the stress of spending money and the guilt of not using or liking every recipe in a cookbook I purchased. It made growing in an area I did not enjoy much less painful. Here are a couple cookbooks I love from our GSPL catalog. Skinny Taste Meal Prep by Gina Homolka, and the Honeysuckle Cookbook by Zung Lewis. Another way the library made cooking easier was with audiobooks. Whenever I tried a new recipe, I would listen to a cozy mystery audiobook on Overdrive. My favorites so far are the ones by MC Beaton, like Death of a Chimney Sweep. It made the task of learning a new recipe enjoyable and relaxing for me. Now I actually look forward to it. These are a few of the specific ways the library has supported me in addressing some of my own anxiety and level out my stress while doing so. What about you? What causes your anxiety to spike? Here is a popular example that may or may not relate to you. Personal finances. That's a big one. We have many resources for helping you to learn how to handle money well. Online databases, a GCPL guide, magazines, books, and even YouTube videos on our Gwinnett County Public Library channel, like my meal planning one. There are many other areas we have resources to help you to grow in. Cleaning, maintaining and running a home, parenting, relationships, emotional healing from trauma, social media, mental health, school, learning, job searching, resume help, time management. I could go on. Leveling out my stress by listening to an audiobook while growing in new areas was a huge help to me. What levels out or reduces your stress? I know everyone already knows this, but exercise is scientifically proven to level out almost anyone's stress. No one actually enjoys starting to exercise, but it really does help our mind. The library has many ways to help you get started with exercise and make it more enjoyable. We have exercise videos from Canopy, exercise DVDs to check out, and books about exercising. Some people enjoy listening to audiobooks while running to help pass the time. There are other stress-reducing tasks we have resources to help you grow in as well. Gardening, hobbies, crafts, artisan work, art, hiking maps, guides, Georgia State Parks passes, travel guides, staycation fun ideas, DIY projects, and fiction books in all genres. Anxiety is no joke, but it can definitely be helped by small changes in life. Sometimes bigger and better help is best, like counseling and medical support, but sometimes the little things can help too. The library can help you with those smaller things that spike your anxiety, or help you in building the good habits that level out your stress. Learn about your anxiety through our books. We have more than just the 3 that I mentioned before. Pick up new hobbies and replace old anxiety-inducing thought habits with a great audiobook. Don't forget about all the links in the description below for you to explore. All of them are free with your library card. Addressing anxiety takes a lot of mental and emotional energy, so let us help you with the tools to do it better and best. You got this.